Hello, my treasures. It's time to fly like some dragons and play a Dragon Mill Warlock. So originally, I actually went down a full mill route for this deck. However, I ended up cutting the Altar of Fires and the Mutanus and Theatar from the deck in order to rely on a bigger dragon package. However, if you do want the more mill style deck list, I will also put that string down in the description below. Also, something that I found out during testing, if you treachery your Gigafin main body, and then your opponent kills the main body before they kill the ad, then you will actually get all their minions instead of them. Which is the reason why I ended up keeping both treacheries while only having one halfing. For the Mulligan guide of the deck, you basically are looking for any early game removal tools, or even cards that will mill your opponent's deck by a little bit in the early game, such as Noshiratsu. The other cards that are pretty decent to keep in an open hand are things like School Teacher and Shellfish, as these are both really good 4-drops. Same thing with Twilight Drake, which can be a 11 HP dragon on turn 4, which is really hard for most people to deal with. And finally, Lich Tasman can also be really nice, as this does act as an AoE board clear while drawing you 3 cards. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Alright, time for a game against Druid. Ooh, this opening hand does not look that good. We actually bricked really bad. Let's get rid of everything besides customer. Let's keep the rod. If they're not aggro, then this is fine. Ooh, actually healing is pretty nice. Okay, so they don't look like they're aggro. Actually, they could be aggro by using that card. Of course, it's going to be aquatic form. It seems like whenever a druid uses that card to randomly generate a card, always ends up giving them exactly what they need. Okay, so I'm actually kind of curious of what type of... Are they going to be pressed for druid? I haven't seen that in quite a while. Let's just draw a card. Not necessarily what I wanted. Okay, that's fine. Let's just kill that this turn. I don't remember why I wanted to hero power last turn. I honestly can't. But they're just going to hero power. Oh, let's put down Renethal. Oh, Bran, we need to get rid of that. Oh, I guess that doesn't get rid of it even if we do kill it. It's a little bit annoying. We have... Oh, well, we can play this. Ooh, Drain Soul's good. Let's coin out the Drain Soul. Not really necessarily how I wanted to waste a coin, but it's still better than leaving a brand up for an additional turn or two. Okay, that doesn't really tell me what they are. I'm assuming they're pressed or druid at this point, but I'm curious why you would be using Nathria, to be honest. Put down the Rune Rod, and the next turn we can use Tasman. Okay, so what are they going to discover? Well, they're going to get a 3/3, which is a little bit annoying. But they can't really overextend, which is kind of sad for us. Do we really... We can either use Dreadlich, or we could use the customer, but I think Dreadlich is going to be better. I don't think we have any cards being burned here, but they will be discounted, which is nice. Just use that, get rid of everything on the board, which is perfect. Then we can just pass it back to them. Okay, they're going to draw 2, and it's another card that we have to instantly get rid of. Now, we could use the Entitled Customer to get rid of everything here. I don't know if it's technically worth it. I mean, it probably is. Draw a card. We have no other way to deal with the Bran, and I don't want them to get a lot of advantage off of him. And we can just see what we generate here. Ooh, perfect. The chances of generating something that actually removes stuff from the board is actually pretty high. So I'm not really shocked about that, but still pretty good. Oh, there's the Bran number 3. Oh, actually, there's nothing in this hand. This hand is more disappointing to you than it is to me. What did they just take? I actually don't know if there's any... I mean, the Entitled Customer is the worst thing that they could take from us. Okay, neither of those So they took the gnome and then they took something else that I can't remember. Okay, due process. Perfect. Maybe that'll unbrick our hand a little bit. Okay, there's 2, 3 threes. Come on, just keep overextending. Perfect. I don't really care about burning those two. Removal is removal, but still fine. Okay, so they got rid of most. Ooh, that is really nice. One of them is a card that they stole from us, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. We're just going to kill the brand because I don't want to deal with it, and we aren't going to use the entitled customer because we don't necessarily need it yet. Just shuffle these all in. Ooh, that actually deals with their board and leaves us with a 7/7, which is really, really nice. Okay, let's use Chains of Dread, see what we can grab. Amalgam's alright. It does count as a dragon. We could, in theory, use it. No, we don't even have any really good piece in the pool for Warlock. It's just a bunch of neutral things. I guess we could get another 7/7 if we really needed to off of it. Okay, there's Horn of the Ancients. I'm assuming they're going to put down the Colossus that they just got. We do have a 4-mana entitled customer, which is real nice. Okay, perfect. That's something that I would want to use a entitled customer on, to be honest. Unless, oh no, we're just going to kill one of them. We'll draw 2, that's fine. It puts our things online. Come on, overextend a little bit more. Not technically what I meant, but it still works for what, oh, of course we burned the Kazakusan. We do have a few ways to regenerate it. I'm going to burn everything here. We do have 6 mana. We could have used the other Drake if we really felt like it. The second entitled customer is really, really good. Also probably didn't need to use the 2 attack on that, but it's fine. Could have used it to allow us to have a bigger heal or even a bigger entitled customer. A Moonlit Guidance. A Spreading Plague doesn't really do much yet because we only have 2 minions out on board. And it doesn't give them a 3rd minion because it does count as a nature spell. Don't know why you'd go after that, but it's fine. Gigafin, oh, we're ahead. We could use it. That's what we want to see. Gotta love generating a Kazakusan when you already lost one in the game. Let's just keep putting board pressure down. Oh, Sir Finley. I think that doesn't really do much for them. Another due process, which means we're going to start burning cards. Kind of annoying, but we can still get past it. That's a lot of little dragons. Are they going to try to clear us out? We are ahead enough where I don't mind using Gigafin here. Not necessarily what I want to do, but we could. We also could try something incredibly funny that I don't know exactly how it's going to work. Let's just do this. Because they're Druid and it doesn't look like they're ramp. Let's just keep going face. But let's give them the main body of Gigafin. We could have also given them the main, or the appendage, and then just killed it with our 2 dragons. But this is funnier if it works how I'm thinking it's going to work. Come on, attack into it. I know you wanna. Spreading Plague. So we can't actually get to the 7/4 easily. We could use the entitled customer to do it, but I really don't want to wipe out our own board for just a bunch of whelps. Alfiend. Of course we burned the Phylactery. Well, I guess we'll just reset our deck because we can. Horn. Silence everything. Reflections. Ooh, Book of the Dead. Gotta get that. And then Bubba. Alright, how are we going to clear out this board? That is the true question. And if we had mana, that would have been real nice. Coin. Hero Power. That doesn't do anything either. I was really hoping we could have actually maybe hit the main body. It's fine. It's a little bit sad that we couldn't. Okay, are they actually... Oh, they could be doing something really, really dumb or really, really smart, depending on how they think this interaction works. Oh, perfect. They think the opposite. Come on, let's see if this actually works. Oh shit, it did. Huh. Okay, okay. I'm gonna keep that for future knowledge, in case there's anything else that ever allows us to switch control of our minions. Because every time they print a card like this, there tends to be a really funny interaction that you can do. That's why I loved Silas Dark Moon so much, was because you could give your opponent Ashen Tongue and then OTK them with that. I'm actually kind of sad that, oh, we burned the Book of the Dead. Ancient Reflection isn't bad to burn. We can just go face. I'm actually curious of what type of druid that they've been the entire time. I'm assuming they're ramp. Let's see if we can get anything cool. Go for the warder. I'm gonna put a little bit more space on a board. Then we can just go face. Use the wand. We're trying to maximize cards that we're not going to burn, to be honest. Okay, Ancient Reflection is not really a good card for us right now. Honestly, it was just the best option, which is the reason why I went with it. Okay, Raid Boss and Nixia. We still do have the entitled customer in hand. Okay. I was going to assume that they're probably going to clear out our board. It makes the most sense. Leaving up at 8-8 though might be not in their best interest. Of course, the second Book of the Dead. Alright, so we'll give them this. We'll use Treachery, and we can make them discard 6 cards. Well, 5 cards. Should have actually attacked into... Oh, perfect. Hit the Guff and the Nourish. Okay, Scales. And hit their Sire. Perfect. Oh, gotta love seeing that. Now, the issue is we only have a few cards left in our hand, and we need to figure out a way to most likely abuse all of these. We do not have the likelihood of having to burn a lot of cards. Oh, Devourer is a little bit annoying. Okay, it's a 13 HP Devourer. Oh, that's perfect. And we know that they don't have any other Devourer in deck, probably. We can either silence or we can just fill our board. We fill our board, we set up our Sire for the following up turn. And they're Druid. They're most likely not going to be able to deal with this type of board. There's too many Divine Shields in their way. I'm assuming they're going to gain armor. Yep, okay. 17 armor isn't anything to scuff about, but it really just depends. I don't think they can clear our board. We might actually just want to put down Bran next turn. Oh, we could clear out their board and then still have an entire board of Divine Shields, which might not be bad. Let's see what they burn. Perfect. That's another good option for them to burn. We're going to start taking a bunch of damage due to fatigue, though. Let's nuke their board, because we'll still have 5 mana. Then we can just go face. Then let's put down Bran, because we can. And if they put down a minion, we can just finish them off with a Sire, which is really, really nice. I still don't understand what that deck was supposed to be doing. I'm assuming it's just ramp. Oh, yeah, it had to be just ramp with additional way to do additional damage to your opponent if you really needed to. Come on, put down an minion. Oh, well, Devour. It's been fun, I guess. Okay, so we're going to take 5, 6. Well, we have to use the Sire, and we're going to go face. Come on, hit face. Loop. Perfect. Okay, temporary game against Priest. I think we're going to mulligan everything here besides maybe the entire customer and the school teacher. Yeah, let's go. Oh, this is worse. It would have been a little bit better if we, got rid of the school teacher, I'd assume. Okay. So there are 30 cards. They're not Shadow Priest. So maybe Thief Priest? They could also be Big Priest. I've been seeing a lot of that recently. Doesn't tell me anything. Okay, I mean, we'll just pass it back. Okay, just gonna Hero Power. Pass it back to them. Ooh, Defile could be interesting if they actually had any minions to do anything with. We're just going to put down the 7/7 because, man, a 7/7 on turn 4 is, or 3 is really, really nice. Now, that almost confirms that it's going to be big minion priest because for some reason that's the only deck that's actually running that card. Ooh, Touch of the Nathria doesn't really do anything right now, but it's good for later. We have School Teacher that we could put down, or we could just Hero Power. Let's use the School Teacher. Tempting for the Imp Swarm, but let's go with the Shadow Blast. Okay. Here, Lash. Heals them for 2, doesn't really do much outside of that. Sure, it does 2 damage to everything, but that isn't really that high. Prince Renethal, basically just a free minion. In Hero Power, don't really have anything else to... Ooh, Kazakusan. Don't have any dragons yet, though. Still a really good position to be in right now. Probably not as good of a position to be in anymore. Okay, so they're going to clear everything. They're going to draw 2. We have the entitled customer to get rid of everything here, too. Which I think we have to honestly do, to be honest. Yeah, let's go face and then use entitled. We don't have a 1 mana. Oh, we could do it like this too. Because now we can just nuke the board with keeping the entitled customer and then draw a card. Puts us in a much better position, and it also does a jar, I think, online, or pretty close to being online. Gigafin could be good, but they are a Death Rattle based deck. So it's not going to be as good as I originally. Let's do it like this. Ancient of the Horn or Ring of Tides are probably the better bets. Can't remember if... Okay, I was going to say I can't remember if this is the game I accidentally clicked on the ring. Ring is really nice if you're going for the mill win strategy, but it doesn't always come up, which is why I don't always go for the ring. We do have basically all the cards for that combo in hand except for a imp generating card and some way to deal with all the imps on the board. Probably going to just instantly see what we get off of this Horn of the Ancients, to be honest. Ooh, the second Shellfish. That actually will probably instantly die if we use it. That is a Colossal that actually isn't bad to generate. Get us additional body, and then we can put the Shellfish down. Looks like a perfect way to start this game. Well, not start. We're about 8 minutes in. Okay, so they have another Nepalon, which will draw them 2 cards. The nice thing about this matchup is the fact that we're making them draw through their deck, and if they have the minions in hand, they can't actually get a lot of advantage off of them. And we don't want to use Gigafin on these because we're going to end up giving them 4 hands instead of 2 if we do. But we do have the entitled customer, which is really, really nice. Okay, that is also really nice. Not for this turn, but it does act as removal for next turn. In case they revive their minions, and then we can just go face and hero power. Okay, Halfine, we just need a Treachery. Doesn't really do too much for them. They don't really want to draw additional cards. I'm assuming they're getting pretty low on minions in their deck. We do have this to get rid of that. Doesn't really matter the order we do. This allows us to feed into Sire a little bit more, which is nice. Okay, Internal Servitude. Actually not the worst option that they could have generated for us. Now, what do we want to do with this board is the question. We might want to use Sire next turn just to get rid of that. We don't have enough dragons for it to matter. Shipment is nice for later. Lots of little possibilities. And I don't know if any of them are really that good. Shuffle that back into the deck. School Teacher is pretty decent. Let's see what we grab. Oh, that actually is perfect. Sure, I wouldn't want to get rid of a 4/4, but getting rid of a 4/4 for an 8/8 is really good. And then do we want to use Amalgam just to use Amalgam? It does put a dragon in the pool. Scribe isn't bad. Okay, so we have a discount on everything. They're getting their Naru back. They light it burns. Alright, so we have a bunch of different options, and they're going to get a 5/5. We don't have any minions on board where that's going to allow them to instantly get the death rattle off, which could have been a problem. 9 cards in hand, now 10. Ooh, Treachery's fun. I'm going to keep that for later. Trying to min-max how many or how much damage that we're going to take to our own face. I think putting down a 4/10 is big enough. They're probably going to attack into it with the 5/4. We'll maybe get a minion out of their deck, but they only have a few cards, so we're actually in a better position. We do want the 8/8 to not have the death rattle on it. Okay, so they have no minions in deck. That's good for us. Right, how do we want to do this? We killed their 2 minions. We could actually just use Sire. Sire heals us. We either Sire this turn or we use Gigafin. Oh, we also do have the Spice Bread Breakers. If we Gigafin, we just have to hope that they don't know how the interaction works. It's not a lot of people know, so we're just going to heal up this way. See what we can. Of course, we top deck into the second copy. Sure. I'm just trying to get them to overextend a little bit more. Because if they can overextend a bit and they don't know how the interaction works, we basically just win the game for free. Our Sire is nice and huge, though. Card of the Naru. Are you actually not going to use one of the Amulets of the Undying? Mass Reveler does nothing. We know that for a fact. They're just going to shuffle that back into the deck. Okay, let's pop that. Then we can use Sire. I don't really like using Sire like this, but it does heal us to full. Gives them an 8/8, which is fine. I don't really mind if they get an 8/8 for free. I mean, they can turn it into a 10/9, which instantly kills our Sire, but that's also okay. Yes, overextend. This is exactly what we were waiting for. That's not going to do anything. That's going to shuffle that into their deck. Come on. Just need a little bit more. I'm assuming they're probably going to have a close to entire board of 8/8s. Not technically entire board, but pretty close. Curious of why they did it like that, but okay. I do think we're probably going to have to use the combination between Gigafin and Treachery next turn. Yeah, they just lost out on a bunch of damage. Okay, they're going to get some more minions. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I would have preferred to be able to get rid of the 8/8s. But that's fine too. We're going to give this to them. I don't think they can kill us even if we do. And we have enough ways to get everything back that it should be fine. So they're going to get some of the Narus back. Do the Narus have a elemental tag? I don't think they do, but I can't remember. Perfect. We burned one of their Narus. So they have 4 on board. Attack with the 7/4 into the... Yes, exactly what we wanted to see. Perfect. Aww. It was perfect. That's a little bit of a shame. Stuck with the Naru now. There's a way for us to still win this, right? We just gotta be really, really sneaky with how we do this, I guess. I think Roame first. Roame. Pop the Divine Shield on everything, because that's 2. Then we'll heal for 12 here, which is actually pretty good. We'll take some fatigue damage too, which is decent. You don't necessarily need it, but it's fine. We can also hero power, so we're net 10ing instead of... Oh, isn't that bad, actually. We're going to get their fragments back. They won't be able to attack with this. I'm assuming they'll probably get rid of the Tasman on board. Mass Reveler, that doesn't necessarily... I mean, it gets rid of that. That's fine. They're at 12 HP? 13, okay. How do we want to do this next turn? There is a way we might be able to win. Because, let's see, okay, 21 HP. I can't remember what their fatigue is at. That popped all the divine shields, which is actually pretty nice for us. We're at 25 HP. How do we want... If we use Dredge Lich, we draw 3, we get everything to 2 HP, then we have 4 mana for the Phylactery, and then they should be taking a good chunk of fatigue if we do it like that. Let's choose Shellfish, then they'll start going into fatigue. Okay, 3 damage and 4 damage. This might be it. Might have actually... good old mill. Now they're at 7, 8. Then turn fatigue for game. Alright, now that we're through the game, so let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, this is probably one of the decks that I was trying a little bit too much with. To be honest, there were a lot of cards that I would have really wanted to run in the deck, but even at a 40 card list, there was no room for them. And this also meant that the deck only had around a 40% win rate, which isn't the worst in the world, but it honestly is something that I can't recommend. But because of how funny some of the games that I had with it, including the ones that I showed off in this video, I really wanted to show this one off anyways, just because it does make for some very interesting games. There were a few other deck ideas I tried out for Warlock, with the Knights of the Frozen Throne set being in rotation, but none of them really felt that good. This was probably the best option that I had, and I actually don't mind it that much. It allows me to use one of my favorite build-around cards, which is Kazakusan, in a class that doesn't normally use him. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you want a really wacky deck, you could try this one out. However, if you don't, then this isn't probably the best option for you. And if you're still a fan of dragons, maybe wait until the other deck that I have coming out this week. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.